Hi guys, this is an eye look that I came up for the Meet Matte Nude palette, which I am in love with. It's by the Balm. So stay tuned if you want to go ahead and take a look at a tutorial for this look. Bye guys. Well, no, not bye. Hang on and keep watching. Hi guys, so I'm going to be going ahead and doing a tutorial on the Meet Matte Nude palette. There are not a lot of tutorials out there on this particular palette by the Balm, and I love it, so I don't understand why. So I'm going to go ahead and do one. So I've already done a review of this palette on my channel, and you can see these are fantastic colors. So I'm going to go ahead and dig in and do two eyes for you. The ones on my face. 1, 2. And then I'm going to come back to you. So I kind of want to show you, starting out, the eye brushes that I use. I essentially will always be using a, oh, I have too many of that one. Okay, hold on one second. I will always be using, hello, a fluffy brush, which is kind of like a dome-shaped fluffy brush like this, a shader brush, and a flat brush. So, I mean, I personally think that investing in some good brushes is the way to go. I think it's just something that you absolutely need to do. So, one of my favorite colors in this entire palette is the Matte Sing. And I am going to allow this color to really be like a primary standout color in this particular look. So I'm going to use the big fluffy brush, and I am going to take Matte Sing, and I am going to put him all over my eyelid. So all the way up to that tear duct, and then all the way into my crease, all the way across my entire eyelid, and definitely up into my crease area. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing on the other eye. And this is just a really pretty, peachy kind of, I don't know, some people might call it taupe. I call it peach. You do get a little bit of kickback whenever you're using these matte shades. I wouldn't call them super powdery. I definitely do not get any fallout on my face. But I do get kickback. What I do is when I get the kickback, because I'm like Miss Conservative, I just go back and use what kicked up the next time I have to dip into that particular shade, and that works for me. So you can see I went all over my lid and all the way up into the crease. I didn't blow it out or anything like that. I just basically placed it on there, but I did use a fluffy brush, and I am really liking this. Now, in between, I keep paper towels here, and I just wipe my brush off. If I'm using like a more intense color, I'm going to do something a little bit more serious than that. So the next color that I'm going to use is the Matte Johnson, which is this really nice kind of gray color. But I'm going to use that with my shader brush. And I'm going to go back into the crease of my eye. But I am just popping it in there. And then I'm only doing it from the center of my eye over to here. And then I'm blowing that out using only the brush that I used to put it on with. And when I say blowing it out, I'm just kind of like doing little tiny circles and blowing it out just in a little tiny area. But I'm taking it all the way to the end. You see that? And then I'm taking it down onto just the corner of my eye. And I have not gone back and dipped in more than my first time. I don't need to, because these shades are gorgeous. You can kind of see how that turned out. I'm going to go ahead and do Matte Johnson over here. And again, I did just literally one kind of swipe in the color, and then I'm going in and I'm just blowing that out and blending it in with the Matte Sing. And Matt Johnson is this like bluey kind of gray color that is just gorgeous. I think you can kind of see those shades together. And I'll be doing some blending of them, and you'll see how this ends up looking, because it's going to be gorgeous. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to do my brow highlight. And I'm going to use a combination of Matte Lombardi and Matte Lamboy. So I'm just going into both of them, and then I'm kicking off the dust, and I'm using that right under my eyebrow. Okay? I'm using the other side of the brush because I got an equal amount of product on both sides of the brush. Okay. So that's what that looks like so far. And then I'm going to go back in with a clean fluff brush this time. This is a different one than I used for the peach color. And I'm going to go ahead and I am going to blend, 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 blend. So I'm blending. I'm not going back into the brow. I'm not going in the area where the highlighter is. I'm just blowing out that gray area in the corner area, and then I'm going into my shade area, and then I'm going on to my other eye, and I'm just blowing all that in that's in the crease of my eye. So I have a combination in the crease of my eye of Matte Sing and Matt Johnson, and you can kind of see how that turned out. And then I'm going to take my flat brush that I originally used to put my Matte Sing on, and also used it again for my brow highlighter. So I wiped it off. I'm going to go back, and I'm just going to bring a little bit of that color back. I'm going to put a little bit in my tear duct to brighten up my eye, because it is this gorgeous, like, peachy shade, and it's beautiful. I'm going to dip back into the Matte Sing. Then I am going to go ahead and go back into a little bit of the Matte Lombardi and clean up my eyebrow area. And I'm going to pull a little bit of the Matte Lombardi down into my tear duct. Yeah, I really like the way that looks. So, and now I'm going to go back in and do some eyeliner. And I'm going to use kind of like a cream color. And I'm going to use a large brush with it. So let's see. I'm using a cream eyeliner out of a palette that I have. And I'm using a black. And I'm using one of my new favorite brushes, which is actually like an art store brush. You can see it is very similar to an eyeliner brush, but it's working really, really well for me. And I'm just kind of going along and making my eyeliner. And then I'm going to kind of like go back into the corner and even that up. And I don't think I'm going to do a cat eye. I kind of like that way that this particular thing looks. And I'm going to keep the look simple, sort of like something that you potentially could wear during the day. And I think that this brush and this cream product are just working out really, really well. I always go back in and do the thinner part of my eye after I have some of the product off. So I think that turned out quite nicely. And I think that I am going to do a little bit of color from the Meet Matte Nude powder, the Meet Matte Nude palette underneath my eye as a liner. I think I'm going to do like a brown color. Actually, I think I'm going to use Mac Garcia. So what I'm going to use is a shader brush like this. I'm going to go into the Mac Garcia very, very gingerly. And I'm just placing that color underneath. I'm not putting it in the waterline, I'm putting it underneath. So you can kind of see that. Okay, so, and that's going to get cleaned up a little bit with my highlighting and with my concealer. So I always do my concealer and everything after my eye makeup. I am not putting on mascara right now, although mascara would definitely add a beautiful look to this, but I'm going to be getting ready to go to bed after this, and I don't want to have to take off mascara. So I'm going to put on my concealer, and I'm going to show you what I do with my concealer that really, I think, adds a nice dimension to my eye makeup. So I kind of clean up like that. And I also use concealer to clean up around my eyebrows. And I'm taking it all the way up, but I'm careful not to blow out that color that I put in underneath my my eye line. So you can kind of see that. And then I'm going to do the same thing over here. Before I really rub in the concealer, I'm going to go in and clean it up with this really nice Smashbox concealer brush. And what's nice about it is that I can get right in there but not mess up that eyeshadow that I used, that I kind of blew out right underneath my eye. And then I can use this to kind of clean up my eyebrow look or anything like that, and I think it's a fantastic use. So, and then the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to use some blush, but just something really light to kind of complete the look. So I'm just using like a pink, this is actually Pinktastic by Eyes Lips Face. And I'm just going to put it in the apples of my cheeks. And then in addition to that, I'm going to do a little bit of highlighting. Again, with one of my Eyes Lips Face. This is Pearl. So it kind of looks like this. It's one of their baked highlighters that I am gaga over. And I think that that really adds a nice touch. And I just have a nude lip gloss on. So I think it kind of really looks nice with the look. I don't know. I just feel like this Meet Matte Nude palette is effortless. So this is the look that I was able to come up with it. So I hope you guys like, and I definitely would like to do some more looks with it.